Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and TJ Newsham along with you. Another great crosstown rivalry tonight, and we expect a lot of fun.
I tell you what, we started Monday with Glenn and Western and two very good basketball games, more so for Western, but tonight's going to be a whole different. This right here, this Central-Western rivalry brings out the best in the teams, which I'm excited to see how both teams, Central's girls teams, they haven't had the success. I'm waiting to see, maybe this is our breakout game, getting ready for districts. And on the boys' side of it, Western, we've seen them on Monday night, but maybe tonight's their night to take on the rivalry. Central got them a couple of weeks ago, and I expect Western to, come back with an even better effort tonight.
Now, we'll talk to Coach Merritt in a few minutes, but this was a huge week for him. He knew with the two games leading up to this game tonight were both games that he needed to avenge losses. His girls came out on top of both.
Well, first-year coach, earlier in the year they played Traverse City. Did not come out successful at all. And this was a good week because it shows their improvement, their building blocks, their development from day one. And as a first-year coach, as I know, you're looking for little things. It may not be apparent to people watching from the stands, but as a coach, you're going, are we getting better? And the games this week against Glenn and Traverse City were two indications that his team is definitely on the right page.
Now we're going to look on the other side of the coin. Coach Todd Thunberg, he's got a veteran team, not a senior-laden team, but he sure does have a breath of fresh air and a freshman that has made a serious splash in the Saginaw Valley League.
I'm excited to watch her play. I'm excited to see her level of play. And again, I'm going back to the rivalry. We've seen some of the greatest rivalries where somebody, an unspoken hero, shows up and plays their best game. We know Smith is going to dominate. We know that Olivia Willett's going to score her points, and we know Coach Thunberg wants to keep the game low, but I'm waiting for that other person. I want to know what that X factor is going to be for Central tonight.
It will be interesting. We know that this team rebounds extremely well, but the one thing they have got to do is limit their turnovers.
Turnovers are, they're obviously not good, but when you look back, what turnovers are correctable? If they're making silly mistakes, if they're making silly turnovers, throwing the ball away, traveling, those are correctable mistakes. Are they being aggressive mistakes? Are they taking charges? Are they going in too deep and then having to make a decision where they get caught either in a travel or, a throwaway? Those are the things that, again, as Coach Thunberg talks to us about, he wants to make sure that his team continues to improve on that standpoint. It's as long as they're correctable and the kids are willing to listen, they're correctable. Right? I mean, throwing it back at you.
It's a crosstown rivalry. It should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it as we'll be back to talk to both head coaches and get their take on tonight's game as our pregame show rolls on here on Bay County TV.
At Covenant Healthcare, we lead with the most advanced technology. We lead with the most experienced, comprehensive medical and surgical teams. We lead with partnerships to teach our future doctors and with organizations who help us bring world-renowned care close to home. We lead because our patients are at the center of everything we do. Covenant Healthcare, extraordinary care for every generation.
Good evening and welcome back to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and TJ Newsham along with the head girls basketball coach at Western, Brian Merrick. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Going into this last week, you had a couple of question marks, a couple of big games to avenge early season losses. Now is where you can put a smile on your face because your girls responded very well to some excellent coaching.
I don't know about the excellent coaching piece, but we did pull off 2 wins. We avenged 2 early season losses. As a coach, you're never quite satisfied with everything, but I do have to say our defense is playing very well right now.
So as you go into this game where you guys had played Central earlier and beat them at home, how do you change your mindset for your girls, trying to focus them in on not only finishing the week 3-0, but playing their rival?
this is going to be difficult. Anything can happen in a rival game. With the weather, we were able to practice once since our last 2 games, and that was an easy practice, so we haven't really been able to dialogue about this game very much. I'm just banking on the fact that my kids are basketball savvy and they're going to listen to some pregame speech very intently.
You have got a great senior leader in your floor general. Talk a little bit about how she makes your team go.
I'm assuming you're talking about Sydney Nesbitt. She's a ball of fire out there, and this team, I've said since day one, will go as both of these seniors take us. And Sydney, when she gets it cranked up, she's fearless. Don't get in front of her because she might run you over, and she'll gladly stand there and let you run her over. And these girls feed off that.
You know, one of the other seniors, Jensen Taylor, you know, watching them grow up, Sydney was always that little fire spark, you know, that little plug. Taylor brings a different mentality. She just kind of plays her game. She's an excellent soccer player, excellent athlete. Tell me about how important it is to have those 2 leaders in your locker room for a rivalry game like this.
Well, they not only calm the kids down, the rest of the team, but they also kind of get them fired up too, in their own ways. Sydney, believe it or not, is pretty quiet in the locker room. Jensen speaks up a little bit more, and in her senior year, Jensen's taken over being a bit more vocal, and she will come out and tell these girls she's a cerebral player. She sees things, and she'll even tell me something, hey, coach, let's get out of that high pick and roll. It's not working right now. And she is a leader that way, and that's invaluable to me as the first-year varsity coach here.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to seeing your team finish the week very, very strong. Wish you nothing but continued success with your program.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be back as our pregame show rolls on here on Bay County TV.
Where did this rash come from?
Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs.
Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart pants.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Good evening and welcome back to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Dodd and TJ Newsham, along with the head coach of the girls team at Central, Todd Thunberg. Welcome, Coach.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having us.
We're looking at a team this year where you've had your ups and downs, but I think the one thing you want to correct from your team is the number of unforced turnovers per game.
Yeah, we are turning the ball over a little bit, which is, we have a veteran team, even though we don't have a lot of seniors. It's something that we just have to clear up. We're averaging about 25 turnovers a game, and it's something we just have to do. We're giving away too many possessions, and it's hurting us.
When you talk about, being not necessarily senior laden, but yet still having experience, tell me about that freshman. Tell me about what she brings to the team that allows those juniors that have been here to allow her an opportunity to grow as a player.
Well, she's basically taken over as our offensive leader this year, and I wasn't expecting that. She's put up some very big games for us. And defensively, she controls the paint a lot. She's going to get 4 or 5 blocks a game. She's going to get her rebounds. She averages 19 a game, so she controls the paint a little bit. So,
as a team, your team, if you have one great strength, you don't give up second chance opportunities. They rebound very well.
Yeah, we're out-rebounding teams by about 14 a game, and that's never happened in my career. We've always been short, so this year it's been a very pleasant surprise. We have been out-rebounding teams. We don't give up too many offensive rebounds, probably about 4 or 5 a game, and that's about it. So we limit the shots, which is nice.
4 minutes left in the first quarter. You look up at a scoreboard. What do you want to see out of your team to know that your message has gotten through to them?
Well, I want to see actually a low-scoring game. I want us to slow it down. Western's going to try to speed it up. So obviously I'd like to see us tied or ahead with 4 minutes. But I really would like to see a low-scoring game. The higher the score is going to get, the worse off we're going to be. We're not a high-scoring team, and if Western can get on a roll, it's going to put us put us down a little bit. So we want to make sure that it's a very low-scoring game. 4 minutes in the first quarter. I'd like a 6-6 game or 8-6 us.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch your girls tonight. You're going to limit your turnovers tonight.
We're going to limit our turnovers tonight.
And you're going to have a great night. We're looking forward to a great ball game. Best of luck tonight and through the rest of the season.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
We'll be back with all the game action momentarily here on Bay County TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
All right, good evening and welcome back. This is a rivalry week as we saw Western and Glen earlier this week. Now Central and Western as they go back to that 1974 season, starting it all off. They've met yearly since. And there's the opening tip, and it will come down to the Bay City Central Wolves. Again, their key tonight, TJ, is to control the ball without unforced turnovers.
Well, I think anytime you're looking at a basketball game, you're trying to figure out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and try to figure out and know them. As right on cue, a turnover by the Wolves gives a basket to Jensen Taylor.
But I tell you, Taylor jumped that passing lane, did a very nice job. Great run at the other end. Skylar Coberly going to be a real key player for Bay City Central tonight. Strong to the hole, can't get the deuce to drop. She'll learn some at the line.
Well, she did a couple good things. Besides getting to the basket, it stops the clock, lets her team kind of take a deep breath, because that first possession, they had a couple of times they picked the ball up, not sure where to go with it as she knocks the first free throw down. Now they get a chance to get back on defense, set it up, try to limit Western.
Looks like a split of the two at the free throw line. Bukowski with the rebound, takes it slowly down the floor. Nesbitt, the floor general for that Western team, as they slide it around. And we know Jensen Taylor's very capable of burping up the threes as well. Bukowski with a nice pass back. They move it around the horn, and we're going to have a travel. As Taylor wasn't quite certain. She had that shot, but she was going to look to dribble penetrate, and she shuffled the tootsies.
You know what? Shoot the shot. She's good enough. She's been here long enough. She's been on the varsity long enough. She's been playing basketball long enough. Just shoot the first shot.
Well, at least early on when you get that good look. Trying to do a nice job of defense, using that sideline as a third defender. Ball knocked away, goes back over to Bay City Central. Inbounding will be Maggie Pitcher.
One of the things we try and tell our guards, stay between the volleyball lines. Once you start getting too far outside the volleyball lines, closer to the sideline, you start really allowing that sideline to be that, like you said, a third defender, especially in a trap situation.
Yep, and it's tough enough to do it against two, let alone three. So we're going to have a foul on the play, and that's going to go against Sydney Nesbitt, as she again tried to anticipate that passing lane and had a little body contact.
I said to Coach Thunberg before, as I was walking back up, I said, you get into these games right here, I said, they've got some good seniors, Jensen Taylor, Sydney Nesbitt. Your goal indirectly would be to get them in a little bit of foul trouble. Put them on the bench. See what you can do with their leaders sitting on the sideline and make these other young underclassmen girls for the Warriors do something.
That's the second turnover of this first quarter. We played a minute and a half, 2-1 our score. Western with a nice look underneath. Shot is missed from Lukowski, and the skyscraper gets it. The third turnover happens as another shot for Sydney Nesbitt. She squares up the shoulders, gets the feet set, hits nothing but the bottom of the hole, tickling the twine on the try. And we're going to have a jump ball off the alternate possession, going to go over to the Western Warriors.
How tough is it when you get a rebound, you get a stop, it's 2-1, and you throw the ball away and it leads right to an immediate three-point shot? As a coach, you're just going, please hold on to the ball. Hold on to it. Just for another second.
Well, and when you're averaging 25 turnovers a game, as that little 15-footer comes up, look at Taylor with the rebound. Got a little bit far underneath. Great job by Coberly. But when you're turning the ball over 25 times, you don't even get an opportunity to put a shot up, and that's the part that's tough.
Well, you got a couple things. When you get the rebound, it doesn't allow the opposite team to set their press up. you get the rebound, and when you throw it away ill-advised in a situation where they're not even in a real press, it really limits what we're doing here if you're for the Lady Wolves.
Olivia Willett going to float to the hole, uses that expensive piece of glass, can't get the shot to drop. Zemer with a rebound for the Lady Warriors. Taylor again thought about the three, passes it down to Willett. They're going to go back up top. Jensen Taylor's going to reset the offense with a nice bounce pass, good baseline move. And they're going to slide around. Nesbitt from about 27 feet tackles the twine on a trifecta. Coach Thunberg's going to have a timeout. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs. Back here on Bay County TV, you might recognize the face, but I know you recognize the voice. That is the gifted one, Mike Vincent, as he is here for all of the action in football and basketball. Helps us out during the wrestling season on Bay County TV. Just a great individual.
He has been entertaining folks with that voice. We're lucky to have Casey Kasem. We're lucky to have Dick Clark. Bay City Central's lucky to have Mike Vincent.
Here we go down at the other end of the floor. Sydney Nesbitt ahead of the crowd, and she's going to get the basket, and Olivia Willett's going to pick up a foul. When that happens, Mike, you got two chances, TJ. You've got to either foul them hard or let them go. You can't just casually bump into them and allow them to finish.
No, as a coach, your biggest thing is no layups. So even on the fast break, on the transition situation, you want to make sure you get... Oh, we had a little situation here with the officials not communicating.
It was a made basket, and it was only one free throw, so nope, everything is good off the miss.
But here, this benefits Western because now Western can set the press up. Situation, they get the rebound, and they can start looking to outlet it. Now Western's back into doing what they do best.
So apparently they weren't certain that the basket was made. So they communicated that, found out it was only a free throw and a fourth turnover here in the first 3 minutes for the Central Wolf team. As they go down on the baseline, extra passes around. Nesbitt thought about it, sends it over here to Jensen Taylor. Skip pass back to Nesbitt. Look at the extra pass. Boy, Smith really underneath to change that in a hurry. But Sid Nesbitt squares it up, lets it fly, 13-1. Western on top over Central.
She is having herself a first quarter. Central's running a 2-3 zone. Everything is good on it, except Western's really hitting the gaps, and it's really putting pressure on to the girls on the outside the perimeter, which is right now what Nesbitt's taking advantage of.
We'll take another break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV. AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294. Here we are back, looking at some familiar faces from the other night. Just sitting up there waiting for their opportunity. Their big win the other night against John Glenn followed up by a 3-point loss the following day. They had 2 quality games this week.
Right now their situation is this. They have a chance to go 2-1 in a week in a first time in a long time. And I think that's their number one goal tonight.
6th turnover in the first 3.5 minutes. Pass underneath, and we're going to have a jump ball. Nice job by Joel Michek getting right in on top of the action for that. But 6 times in the first less than 4 minutes is not how Coach Thunberg hoped this game would start for his girls.
The only 6 he wanted to see at this point of the game was the number of points that they had allowed. Unfortunately, Nesbitt has 11 by herself.
as Smith has not even been able to be a factor offensively. Nice pass underneath the Willette, and that will go back over as nice quick hands by Addison Cooley. Addison Cooley, I'll tell you, multi-talented young lady. She even did some volunteer time at the Santa House this year, so well-rounded young lady, just a real sweet young person. It was a pleasure spending time with her this winter. As the just on cue, she comes up with a steal at the other end, Nesbitt with a little soft teardrop from 5, and it's been all Western early on.
She is having herself a career night, and again, we talked about a rivalry game. Someone's got to step up. Typically, you're looking for an X factor. Well, tonight, Sydney Nesbitt so far has been the X factor.
Oh, she is human. She missed a shot. One and done, though, as Central, their strength is on the rebounding end of it. A nice job as they transition into the offensive set.
This is going to be key right here. This is your half-court offense. Let's see what you can do in your half-court. Try and get it inside. And
I think they're going to get Addison Cooley as Smith was trying to post up.
Just a little bit out of position, you know. It's one of those things where you're kind of going, well, I'm good, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, now all of a sudden the pass comes.
Kind of caught between fronting and letting her post and getting behind her. If you get behind her, though, you got to force her back where you're going to have some help defense to the middle.
Well, that's going to be ideal with Smith, specifically with Smith, as Willette shoots up a shot from the left corner.
And I'm going to tell you, superb Brenna Myers with the box out of not allowing Smith to get to that. Nesbitt sends it back up top. Taylor with a flip underneath, and that was going to go to Myers, and it was just a little hot and up a little high, so turnover from Western.
Offensively, Western, it is. They're getting a lot of good touches. They're getting a lot of good ball movement. Right now, that is, aside from the fact that Nesbitt hasn't missed a lot of shots, is they are getting that good ball movement.
Into the hands of Olivia Willette. She brings the ball into the front court. Bay City Central into their offensive set. That's the first good post look they've gotten to Smith. She does a great job with her footwork. Squares up the shoulders as she takes a drop step to the hole with a kiss off the glass for the deuce.
Their job right now is going to be on the defensive end. How are they going to get stops? Are they going to be able to do it in this defense with the 2-3 as Nesbitt shoots up another triple?
And I'm going to tell you, that thing looked superb when it left, and it was all net, but it didn't go through the hole first. Nice skip pass. High percentage shot. The ball out of bounds, and Zemer with the nice block.
But it's a shot that drives me nuts and drives a lot of coaches nuts. You're open. The skip pass was there. You're wide open. You drove it in and got your shot blocked. Shoot the open shot. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. As the Wolves bring in Brookmeyer, now all of a sudden they've got a little bit more muscle and more size in the post. Let's see if that does anything against this 2-3 offense that Western is running.
Boy, there's a square up from 3, and you know how that normally ends. Tickling the twine. She's easily got double digits here in the first quarter.
Oh, she's at 14, at least 14 right now. She's just having herself a game. Again, you're looking for X factors.
Boy, another turnover, unofficially the 7th of that first quarter. And at 20-3, Western will have the ball inbounded underneath their own basket.
First, team second.
Central going to stay with their zone right now. You know, obviously they're going to try to identify Nesbitt, and as they do that, it's going to leave another Warrior wide open, as that was Lukowski shooting it from the top of the key. And that's the one thing when you're on defense and you have someone that has 14 points, 15 points, especially in a quarter, your focus subconsciously is always going to go to that player. And then, unfortunately, you also leave your assignment at times, and then you leave in a situation, a wide open shot to someone else. And for Western, they've got many capable players.
They certainly push a lot of buttons underneath. The foul on the play is Skylar Coberly hits her on the arm, and there'll be 2 free throws for Lukowski.
Now they got Myers in there, they got Miller in there, they got Lukowski in there. They got 3 sophomores to go with their 2 seniors. You know, this experience for those sophomores is tremendous. They're going to only get better, and as long as they continue to have that leadership from Taylor, from Nesbitt, Western, Coach Merritt being in his first year, he's got a lot of bright future over there at in Auburn.
He's got great talent, and he's got a really good JV team already, even though there's 3 sophomores up top. Nice extra pass to Smith. Couldn't get the shot to finish, and quickly down the floor. Pass went just a little bit over the head of Sydney Nesbitt. Turnover gives the ball back over to Central.
They all had the right idea. Starting with the first pass, Byer to Smith. That was a good pass. Wasn't able to finish. The Warriors get the rebound, look to outlet it. It was the right idea. Good pass, just a little too high.
That would have been a 2-on-1 at the other end, too. As there's ball kicked, and it'll go back out of bounds as they tried to skip pass on a bounce to Coberly.
Sydney forgetting it's a little basketball season. It's not the spring yet, Sid. Put the foot down.
She can make it happen in the spring as well.
Absolutely. The Warriors really extending their zone out. They're trying to make those passes even more difficult. Byer gets a shot off.
And that's exactly what she needs to do. The rebound halfway down the hole and comes back out. She had a good look from 15 and a better look from 4. As another trifecta. Sydney Nesbitt tickling 20 here with 30 seconds left in the first.
She's going to be talking to her parents going, hey, can you just transfer me to Central for the rest of the semester? I like these rims.
This is friendly. Of course, when you're hitting nothing but the bottom of the hole, it doesn't matter what the rims are. She isn't utilizing a ton of rimmage.
Not even in the slightest. Another turnover.
Down at the other end, guess who? Yes, it is. She's done it all, but she, again, for the second time that I can think of this game, proves she's human. Put it up a little too strong off the glass, and it comes off the front iron.
She was thinking, maybe they're going to foul me. Maybe they're going to foul me. As another turnover by the Wolves leads a transition. This should be Jensen Taylor for 2.
Wow. Unbelievable. At the end of the first quarter, 27-3. It is a huge lead for the Western Warriors. Back in a moment for the second quarter on Bay County TV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Back on Bay County TV, Jeff Doden, TJ Newsham along with you, looking at some of the Central faithful, including son of Bubbles. That's Dustin Lucas. He lives in the neighborhood, too, and the last kid to come out of the neighborhood was a young man that graduated here from Central last year and had a little bit of success. So it might be a neighborhood thing. We'll have to keep our eye on how things transpire. There she is, Nesbitt wide open for 3. Proves she's human as Smith gets another rebound. Got Jared and Natalie Doan on the camera and Nick Page producing and directing. They go underneath. Coberly with a nice look. Gets it off the glass. Smith with a backside rebound and the deuce. That's a nice job with the activity on the backside.
It was a good first possession there for the Wolves. Not necessarily letting Nesbitt have a wide open look at a 3, but definitely on the offensive side of it, getting some semblance of what they really need to do to get themselves back in this game. Get shots up there and let them have an opportunity to, get the offensive boards.
Boy, Smith, great anticipation, just didn't quite have the body under control. And it looks like we're going to have a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break as well. It's Western by 22. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready, with the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
There we are, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Tim Marciniak. He is the Pied Piper here at Bay City Central and an incredible individual. I have highest praise for that man.
As we're talking about the praise, Nesbitt comes up with another shot, another 3-pointer. But, Marciniak as a principal, he is one of the most well-liked, well-respected across the board. Students, staff, administration alike, they all really appreciate the job that he does and what he gets out of these kids.
He's just a lovable individual. What can you say?
Is he a West Side guy, too? Is he from the neighborhood?
3-on-2 for Central, but nice job by Western getting back. And another turnover, giving them double digits here in the first 9+ minutes of this ball game. And Willette picks up the foul. Western goes back on the offense, up 22.
Yeah, Myers gets the rebound, looks to outlet her by herself, and just a little too much arm with that with Willette.
Down in the baseline, trying to make things happen, and down on the floor, we're going to have a jump ball. Skylar Coberly down on the floor, and it'll go back over to Western with 6:43 left in the first half.
Weitzel, another sophomore, with that particular turnover. But, again, you're watching Western, they're up by X amount of points, but they're really trying to make sure that they're getting everybody involved, which is what you have to do.
Shot is up and a little bit off by Sophie Miller. And one and done as the rebound goes down to the Bay City Central Lady Wolves as they roll into the offense. Again, you're seeing a little front-back double teaming on Smith right now, making it extremely tough for her to get the ball in the post.
Well, if you're looking at from a Brian Merritt standpoint, you're looking at who's their top scorer, who are their players that can hurt us. Well, you're taking away one of them right there. You can't get her the ball. You're not practicing lob passes in every day, especially over a zone. Top of a girl in front of you, and then you got a front and a back. The way Western's moving the ball, though, on the offensive end is something that you can watch and then just work on it. Move that ball. Get that ball moving around. Even if you're fronting somebody, rather than focusing on them, move it around, and then all of a sudden you're going to make the defense have to move. Once you start moving defense side to side, it'll open up pockets for you.
Paige Hummerichhouse with the trifecta at the other end. Shot is off. Fight for the loose change. It's out of bounds, and it'll go back over to Bay City Central. Nice job by Alexis Smith to keep that alive.
I just wanted to hear you say Hummerichhouse. I had a little bet inside my head trying to figure out, were you just going to call her Paige?
Nope, because I believe its dad is in the car dealing business, and he advertised for many years on WKJC. So Hummerichhouse just kind of flows off the system. Now, fortunate for that. So as we've got a little three-point shot, and the shot was partially deflected, so the ball at the other end. And it is number 10, Skylar Coberly. And another unforced turnover, unofficially number 11 of this first half. And it's tough when you can't even get a shot up offensively.
No, it's a killer, and you're looking at things where you're making the pass that if you're on the opposite side of it, if you're on the defensive side of it, wow, it's a nice take, real nice take. Another sophomore right there, but it's one of those things where you're passing it exactly to where they're going as far as their trap goes. As far as the pass they want to take away, most of the time you're going to leave somebody open, which is what happens when you're in a 5-on-4 situation.
Yeah, it was Weitzel on
Weitzel.
Another
sophomore.
Yep.
And another turnover.
At the other end of the floor, Sydney Nesbitt. She's going to sleep well tonight. When she hits the floor, TJ, the one thing you never have to worry about, and that's maximum effort, because she's like the Energizer Bunny. She's got an on switch and there's no off switch.
No, and in a situation like this, when you're up and she's having a great game, looks a little tired. Let's see how she does on her free throws as she bounces it, and as you would say, uses every bit of the rim.
It's a thing of beauty, too. When you've got it all, you might as well utilize it.
And it drops. It's a good thing.
Finish on it as well. You're right.
She's getting tired. A couple of her shots. The last one was blocked. But she's a smart enough player to adjust her game. If she's tired, she's going to look for those early shots, easy shots.
Beyer with the rebound for Central as she just came into the ball game. There's a double team. Got to do a nice job to get rid of that. Gets it to Willette. She pulls up free throw extension just off of the back iron. One and done as the rebound comes back. Sid Nesbitt into the front court when she has got Coberly all over her. Nice little dribble penetration. Shot up just a little bit strong that time from Myers. And again, it's one and done as Central with a nice job doing the Windex, cleaning the glass.
Well, you're looking at the score and you're trying to figure out, again, what are going to be, what's your goal? It's 4 minutes left. The last 4 minutes of this first half, what do you want to see out of your team? Do you want to try and get it, within 15? You're down 26 right now. Do you want to get it under 20 going into halftime? You've got to have a smaller goal right now with your girls to try to get them to at least come together for that common goal. And this is an opportunity to put a couple points on the board.
That first shot on the free throw is just off of the mark.
Nesbitt getting a little bit of a rest.
Much needed, as they were able to put Jensen Taylor down for a few minutes. So senior for senior on that. Second free throw again off the mark. Myers with the rebound. Here comes the other senior, going to run the offense. Nice little dribble penetration. Southpaw couldn't get it to go. Hummerich with a great look, though. You got to love that when you see him go strong to the hole with the left hand.
Oh, absolutely. Great shot, great opportunity. Waited for that zone, kind of like the old Red Cedar part. It did, and then she was able to take advantage of it, just wasn't able to finish it.
Bayer with a nice skip pass on the backside. Perfectly done. Maggie Pitcher buries it with Cotton. And a much-needed basket for Bay City Central. Hummerich said, I'm going to take it again strong to the hole. That same Red Sea parted. She did the same thing. She drew contact. She'll get 2 at the line.
Let's go back to that last possession that Central had. We talked about probably 6 minutes ago. Nice skip pass, wide open shot. There's the difference between having an open look or shot faking it for no reason and driving it into somebody. Pitcher right there caught the ball. There was no hesitation. She was able to go up with it, and cut into the lead. And right now you're cutting into the lead one possession at a time.
Boy, talk about for a minute about what Brian Merritt's got the luxury of doing right now. He's getting a lot of people playing with that first unit or part of that first unit. Free rotation with the girls, getting those quality moments on the floor. That's valuable.
Right. They're young right now. Whites is out there, sophomore, Hummerich freshman. But the key to all of it has always been Taylor's been on the floor or Nesbitt's been on the floor. You got 2 seniors like that. It can really help the underclassmen really develop their game.
The shot is up from number 11, Weitzel. And kind of looks like Kaizinga's ready to come in, too. So that'll be the entirety of Brian Merritt's bench.
It's a nice luxury, especially in a rivalry game where you can get those girls an opportunity. Another nice pass by Bayer out of the post.
Shot is missed. Bayer again. A third offensive opportunity for Bay City Central. Probably their nicest look offensively tonight for Todd Thunberg's girls.
Gets the ball inside. She's able to turn, square, gives a nice pass. Shot goes up. You're not going to make them all. Get an offensive rebound opportunity, a couple of them in this case. And it results in a couple of free throw opportunities as Bayers take advantage of the first one.
And I'm looking down at that girls team. That number 44 reminds me of a past player at Central with that number 44. Young Natalie Doan.
She's carrying on the tradition.
Oh, she just looks at me like, why, Dad? Why did you do that? Well, because I can.
Well, you're the dad. You said 3 magic words. 3 magic letters, D-A-D.
Smith back into the game, replacing Byers, who gave some nice minutes for Todd Thunberg's girls.
Great job. Had a couple of assists, a couple of assist opportunities that just didn't drop down. As now we're getting a look, kind of at a look at what the Warriors could look like next year at this time.
Minus Jensen Taylor, who's on the floor, but another nice Weitzel again to the hole. So they're just scoring in all avenues tonight, as this defense from Western is very good, and we're going to have a carry in the basketball, the old-fashioned palming.
Well, she double dribbles first, and I think there was a little hesitation on. Did she just do that?
Shuadowski into the ball game again for Bay City Central, as Central just has not gotten comfortable setting that half-court offense up yet tonight.
No, and give a lot of credit to the Warrior defense. They're really making sure they're extending everything, and they're making every pass seem a lot more of a challenge as we're going to get an offensive foul. Again, a little bit of an offensive screen. Just never got set either way. Kept her feet moving, and unfortunately, that's a penalty this year, an emphasis this year.
The old point of emphasis. Central into the offensive set, $155 left. Brian Merritt's part of the game right now. He says, I'm out of bounds, but I just didn't want to reach down and grab it.
He turned it. It went off his knee.
I got to work. I tell him to work on his hands there. He didn't have great hands. Got good knees, though. As the shot is up, tickling the twine on the trifecta. Villarreal.
Now, again, they're now back down to 25, but they got to get a stop on defense. This is going to be it. Opportunity right there. Unfortunately, Suwadowski gets caught on the weak side. It's going to give a shot for is it Kazinga? Kazinga. I feel like I'm on Big Bang Theory. Bazinga.
Kazinga takes 2 in the line.
Kazinga.
Yep. Nice form and trajectory. Again, a little iron, a little glass, and softly through the hole. Second free throw attempt is forthcoming. As back into the game is Sydney Coberly.
She's one of those X factors I was talking about earlier in the game. She just plays hard. She's a great athlete. She's got such a good motor. She's a good kid. I mean, she does all the right things, you know. And then this was an opportunity. You know, if I was going to pick somebody from Central, I was looking forward to seeing her. She just hasn't got it started yet. It's not to say it's not going to happen. There's lots of time left here in this game.
Well, and to tell you what Coach Thunberg thinks of her, when Sydney Nesbitt's into the game, you've got a 5'10" girl trying to stay with a 5'3" jitterbug.
But you got a lot of respect for that, you know.
Yes.
And he's had her up here for 3 years. You know, this is an opportunity. You know, and again, we're sitting here talking about Nesbitt. She went off in that first quarter. I mean, when we're talking 18 points, 20 points, we're not sure right now. However, it's not to say that someone from Central can't do the same thing in the third quarter. And all of a sudden, you're going to be in that game. So, you know, it's about keeping the ship righted. You're not going to score in the last minute 25 here. You're not going to score 27 points. Again, you're looking for small things. You're looking at just continually grinding toward the halftime mark, and then coming out of halftime, coming up with a better game plan.
Controlled break down the floor. Not seeing much. They're going to just slow things down. Nice look on the baseline. Jensen Taylor all cotton on the little 14-footer.
Well, that was made by Hummerkaus coming down the floor.
Yes, indeed. Another turnover. Taylor's got company. She's going to kiss it off the glass. Nice job of using your body as a shield. And just that quick. With a minute left in the first half, 44-13.
And that's exactly, you know, you're talking what can Central do to get themselves back in the game. They really needed to stop, turn the ball over, giving themselves an opportunity on the offensive end. Coberly from the corner.
Not much there. And again, beating what they were trying to incorporate, a double team down the floor. As the pass goes in and out, it was going to be a little give and go. Lukowski wasn't quite ready to get the go from the give.
Jensen's like, come on, sophomore. Come on, sophomore. That's on you. We're going to change that when it comes stat day on Monday.
But, you know, you like the thought, and she'll be ready for the next one, I'm sure. Coberly down on the baseline.
Still with a big, strong emphasis, no matter what the score is. The one thing that Western's doing is not leaving what their game plan was, which is really to stop Smith, not allowing her to have touches where she can do any damage.
I like Villarreal on that last shot. Dribble, penetrate, pulled up from about 14, got the wide open look, came up a little bit short, but it's shot selection and it's good.
As we're down, speaking of shot selection, let's see what the Warriors are going to get here with under 3 seconds left.
You know they're going to push something up quick. At the end of the first half, it's 44-13, Western on top. They've scored almost a full game's worth of points in the first half. We're going to be back in a minute. We'll recap the first half, set the stage for the second half right here on Bay County TV.
Hi, my name is Grace and I love music, but I've also struggled with depression. I wouldn't be here doing what I love if it wasn't for OK to Say.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a 2-year starter on the varsity football team. And with all the pressure building up, I've had thoughts of suicide, and I might not be here today without OK to Say.
Hi, my name is Haley, and I just got into med school. If I hadn't got the help that I needed, I wouldn't have been able to pursue my dream of becoming a doctor. OK to Say saved me.
OK to Say saved me.
OK to Say saved me. Don't hesitate to speak up.
Back at the half, Jeff Doan and TJ Newsham along with you. Two things happen in the first half. Sydney Nesbitt explodes for 20 points in the first half, and Central just can't get over that turnover bug.
They couldn't get over the turnover bug, but let's focus on Nesbitt. The first quarter, a rivalry game, how are you going to come out? Well, she decided to come out herself and make sure she took care of business. Allowed her team an opportunity to get a lead, extend that lead, extend it some more, and then really put Central on their heels. Central was turning the ball over, but again, when you're scoring 15 points right off the bat, 15-3, it allows your defense really to do the things that it's supposed to do and allows Central not to get comfortable. And then, unfortunately, that's what Central does, is turn the ball over, and that's what they did.
It also allows you the opportunity defensively to take chances, to jump some passing lanes, and they did benefit with some extra turnovers from that as well.
Oh, they were definitely taking opportunities of the next pass. You're always looking. When you're working on a trap, you're telling your girls, where would you want to pass it? And if you're going to say, hey, I want to pass it up to the top, then by God, take that pass away.
Anticipate it.
Yes, anticipate it. Use your intellect. Make them throw the ball over, because if they have to throw the ball over in a skip pass, it allows your defense to change. It allows them to switch. It allows them to scramble to find the next person. And that's exactly what you want to do out of a trap if they don't throw the ball away right away.
Smith, I think, was a little bit frustrated in that first half. Western's game plan against her really made her work to even get her hands on the ball, let alone try and finish.
If you watch on the offensive possessions that Central had, they had the front and then they had the back on her. When you're watching Western on the offensive end against the Central zone defense, you're seeing ball movement. And when that ball starts moving around, whether it's perimeter, whether it's inside out, it makes that defense move. What did we see when Brooke Beyer caught the ball? She was able to turn, square, throw the pass on a skip pass in a wide open shot a couple of times. They didn't always go in, but it was there. That's what you need to do. You need to find that next spot. If you don't move the ball and you focus in your pass to that one individual, and this is how we're going to run our offense, you're going to struggle because you're going to become stagnant. And we talked about anticipation from Western's defense. It allowed them to go, okay, they're focusing so much on her, I'm just going to guard this girl. They don't even see me. And then they're turning around, trying to throw the ball maybe to try to get the ball to switch around on the perimeter, and they're already there for the steal.
Western got a lot of transition points off turnovers, too, and that makes it easy when you don't have to spend a ton of time in the half-court offense.
Well, they had the fortunate shots from Nesbitt early, the deep threes, 23-footers, shots that, she was doing nothing but twinkling the twine. Okay. Then on the other side of it, they're moving the ball inside, they're moving the ball around, and it's allowing other players to get open shots. Humrickhouse, open lanes. She's taking a lane because it's there, because they're moving so much on the offensive side of it, moving the ball so much that Central defense is spreading themselves too thin, and it's allowing those open lanes.
Well, I'll tell you, all Western in the first half, what type of adjustments Todd Thunberg could make to win the second half, I think, is the thing he's got to impress with his girls right now.
Well, you can stress, again, your first 4 minutes. We know that his first 4 minutes didn't come off as planned in the first half here. But you're trying to build towards something. You may see these guys again in the district. You may see, another opportunity to see a team like this in the district, because we both know that their district is loaded with high-quality teams. So right now, you're just trying to build on something. On the offensive side, get more movement, side to side. Try and get touches on each side of the floor. Try to get Smith moving from one block to another block just to make that defense have to figure out where she's at. If they can do that, get some touches inside, she obviously, we know she can score. We've seen Beyer get the ball up a couple of times tonight, so their inside game is strong. It's the perimeter, not turn the ball over, trying to get some touches inside within your offense.
And when you've got that open wing look from 15, take it. Take that good peek instead of trying to bring it into the defense, into the teeth of it, where you have the shot either altered or slapped.
Well, anytime you're dribbling into somebody, your mind is seeing that other person. You quit looking at the rim. When you quit looking at the rim, you lose focus on what your target is. I mean, it's like going deer hunting, and right before you shoot the deer, you look around. Well, when you do that, you're going to end up moving your target. When you move your target, everything gets altered. But just seeing somebody running at you versus nobody near you, 5-6 feet away, shoot the shot. But you got to trust yourself. When you're an offensive basketball player, when you're a high school varsity player, trust yourself, make the shot, take the shot, make the shot. You're going to make it more times than not when you're open.
Back in just a minute for all the second half action right here on Bay County TV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Good evening and welcome back. 16 minutes of basketball left. And Bay City Central will begin the second half with the opening possession. Into the front court, Willett. The bounce pass, it's kicked. Jensen Taylor gets that soccer leg out.
Well, you're going to come out with Suladowski, with Smith, with Coberly, with Willett, and with pitcher for the Wolves. Again, they're just so focused offensively on trying to get the ball to number 54. And again, for all the right reasons. She has shown this year as a freshman that she's capable of putting this team up and putting points on the board.
Indeed. There's another unforced turnover. And it goes to the Roadrunner. Down the floor, she turns it over. And we're going to have a reach and foul on the Western Warriors.
Nesbitt made the one mistake where she got the ball, and the problem with it was it wasn't clean. So by the time she got to it, you got to realize that Central defense has already realized that something was going back. That's going to put the defenders in a more of an advantage on the way back. So, unfortunately, she got caught in a situation where she thought she was going maybe 2-on-1, and she was actually 1-on-3.
She certainly is due one mistake because she's done tremendous work. Now back at the other end, she's going strong to the hole, does a nice job of using her body to shield, can't finish. Teammates there to clean up the loose change, so Megan Lukowski with a deuce.
They bring it back Lukowski, they got Taylor, they got Nesbitt on the floor. It's one of those lineups where you can go to, and you got Zemer out there, one of those lineups you go to. And right now with Western, they could actually mix 8 or 9 girls right now, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, all 10 of those girls saw some significant playing time in that first half and all contributed.
That's the key thing, the contributions that they're getting. You're not just getting girls on the floor. You're getting girls out there that are actually doing the right thing and you're not losing any flow.
And that ball was tipped away. Another nice shot opportunity and a friendly roll of the rim for Megan Lukowski.
So she comes out with 4 quick points. So here's my question. Just fill me in with the rules. We're up by 35. Is this a running clock situation?
40.
40
yep.
Is the running clock.
40 on the high side, 30 on the low side.
So once you get to the 40-point mark, if they get to the 40-point mark, clock runs. Once it goes under 30 or 30, then it becomes a regular situation. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
With the exception of the last 2 minutes of the ball game, it will stop for free throws and stuff.
Okay, thank you. Good clarification for our listeners out there.
And there is a wide open 3 ball off the back iron for Zemer. Fight for the loose change, and it comes down to Shuadowski. Almost a steal for Taylor.
Willett with a pull-up triple. Good look, good idea, just a little too strong.
Follow it, though. That's what you want to see. Nesbitt with a nice shake and bake, floating it down the lane. Look at Smith, had her Windex out, cleaned the glass. And Central on the other end. Very nice transition defense for Western.
I like that take by Willett. One dribble, used her stride length to her advantage, was able to get in there, get an opportunity. Unfortunately, did not result in the result that she was looking for.
Central out of bounds. Maggie Pitcher will be inbounding. They get it to Smith. She's going to be triple teamed now with a nice look on the backside. Wide open for an 18-footer. With Skylar Coberly squared up the feet nice and let it fly.
We can only talk so many times about the pass into the post. A clean pass. That was one of the first times there wasn't somebody standing right in front of Smith. But it was a clean pass. She was able to turn just like Bayer did in the first half and hit a wide open Coberly for a jump shot.
Guess who? Sid Nesbitt tickling the twine on the trifecta as it's 51-15. As it's just incredible right now how this game is rolling along. The Western Warriors are just lighting it up offensively.
Western's still running in the extended zone. They're making sure that all the passes are a little bit further apart. And I tell you, that's got to be the 4th or 5th kick ball, which just shows you again that anticipation that Nesbitt has on the defensive side of it. She's reading everything. She's seeing everything. As Jensen Taylor will go take a seat. Give an opportunity for Humrick House.
Yes. You did very well with that.
I'm working on it.
There's hope for you yet, TJ.
Baby steps.
It's
early.
Bringing you along. It's a thing of beauty. There's the skip pass again. Coberly could not get it off. Nice shot that time by Villarreal. Could not get the deuce to drop. Nice backside rebound for the Western Warriors.
How nice is it when you can have Lukowski, a 5'8" sophomore, rebound the ball and then still have the confidence and the ability to bring the ball up the basketball court? That is tremendous.
Wide open at the top. Shuffled the Tootsies halfway down the hole. Smith with another big rebound.
The basketball god said, you know what? I'll let you get away with one. I can't reward you for it.
Yeah, Zemer says, wow, that's a double iron. That thing was halfway down. Coberly at the other end can't make it happen. And here comes the transition offense for the Western Warriors. 2-on-2. Going strong to the hole. And the ball is tipped away. And then last touched by Western. It will go back over to the Bay City Central.
I'm not sure that Auburn step was legal here in Bay City.
Euro.
Yeah, she took it. She took it. That's what Brian's working on out there in Auburn. He's working on that Auburn
He's
step.
Going Euro.
Advancing the game.
Coberly with an open 18-footer, and she got her pocket picked. And ooh, that ball ended up being tipped away. Thought for a second that could have gone off of Coberly's leg, but I give full credit to the official that was in perfect position to make that call.
Nesbitt again with her hands. You know, we talked about her feet a minute ago. Now it's her hands. And again, look at another ball player bringing the ball up the floor. Not necessarily a point guard, but that's how much faith Coach Merritt has in his players.
And there's another trifecta, nearing 30 points in their effort tonight. She just can do no wrong.
She is playing again. She is on a mission right now. She's making sure that everything that she's doing, but she's not forcing. A couple of layups, a couple of fast break transitions. Yeah, maybe she'd like to have those back, but everything else is coming naturally. The ball movement that Western is showing is allowing not just her, but other girls open shots.
Up 39. Brian Merritt's going to the bench again as Weitzel comes back into the game. Again, Humrick House is in the game. And Myers. So they're trying to substitute freely. Sydney Nesbitt brings it over on the side, draws a double team wide open up top for the long three ball. Off the mark. Coming down the lane. Shot is missed. A third opportunity, though. Boy, Nesbitt was going to try and let it fly. And we're going to have a foul, and it's going to be riding with that hand. And that is something that point of emphasis, again, you cannot displace with that hand, especially when it goes onto the hip, TJ.
No, you can't. And when you're guarding Sydney Nesbitt, too, they went to a little man action there. So once you get a little screen or once she gets headed downhill, you're kind of at a disadvantage. Not a lot of defenders can be able to stay within that.
Shot is blocked. Western brings it back out front. They're going to reset the offense.
Weitz is finding out that it's not easy to get the ball down low. Not against Smith. Not for a shot attempt.
As Nesbitt let that three-point shot fly, and a little uncharacteristic for her. She thought it was good. She was backpedaling instead of following it. She could have walked right back to the ball, but I would say that's an easily forgiven moment in the game.
We're going to let that one slide. I think Coach Merritt will look on the film and go, you know what? You earned a miss. You earned a mistake, but teaching going forward.
Learn from
when we play Midland Dow, when we got Midland High, when we got Heritage in the tournament, that's a play right there you need to make for this team to be successful.
And we know she's consistently done that this year because we saw it the other night in that near perfectly played game against John Glenn. She did all the little things well. Shot is missed. Smith gets another opportunity, uses that expensive piece of glass, gets the deuce to drop. At the other end, moving the ball around the horn. A little bit long on the look. Another opportunity. Beyer with a nice rebound. Villarreal coming down the floor right now. 1-on-5, decides I better slow things down. Free throw extension shot by Smith. She's starting to heat it up now with a couple of straight baskets.
Back-to-back nice offensive possessions for the Wolves. You're getting shots. That's what you want to be able to see. You want to get those shot opportunities.
They go back up top.
They're getting that screen right there, and then obviously Nesbitt's still maintaining the defenders, and she's getting 2 of them down there. So it's leaving the top of the key wide open, and that's the right play by the Westerns making.
And there is turnover unofficially, number 19. A great extra pass. Left side. Kiss off the glass for the deuce. Paige Hummerich.
That's a bright-eyed wide opener.
Again, though, it's that extra pass. Give up a good shot for a great shot.
Well, you get yourself an assist, you make the right decision. Now they got both post players in there, and they're really staring that post down.
Buck 10 left, and there's another offensive rebound as Cuellar gets it, and another deuce.
Brooke Beyer, nice catch. Didn't want to dribble it, didn't want to put it on the floor, just got the elbow locked into the target, took the shot.
Nesbitt's going to slow things down.
Staying with that man-to-man defense. A lot of focus is going to be on Nesbitt.
That shot is off the mark, and we're going to say Western ball with 38.6 ticks left.
It's interesting. You go man, and you start getting a couple of these stops. Your point of focus again is got to be on your defender. You're always guarding somebody. You're always guarding your man, or in this case your lady, and then a half. Why not?
Beyer with a great backside rebound again off the Nesbitt miss.
Post to a post.
And I'm going to tell you, you don't want your 6-footer to be bringing that ball down, and Nesbitt was just kind of lurking in the neighborhood, seeing what she could do to interrupt that. Villarreal to Smith with a great look and a great finish. 6 points in the last minute for Smith.
I liked it, but again, you look back. Ball cuts into Beyer's hands in the post on the left block. She really likes that left block. She turns back to the middle, as I will touch on this point when we get back about the ball movement.
Weitzel with the basket at the end of 3, 58-23. Back in a moment for the final 8, right here on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Back on Bay County TV, we saw her the other night at home. She travels well, as well. And she is at Bay City Central. That is the principal of Western, another great administrator in the Bay City system, Judy Cox.
I tell you, Judy was excited the other day. She saw 2 wins, and she's watched a lot of that hard work of her students really go into it from the offensive the team end of it. So hopefully she's going to bring some luck here to Bay City Central on the east side. As Smith again gets an offensive board, a wide open shot, an open look allows for a rebound opportunity.
Well, and Brian is going to tell his girls nobody put a body on her, and that allowed her to get on that backside for the rebound and the putback for the deuce. But she has just been incredible. Nobody else would have been able to run that down except for the speed merchant herself, Sydney Nesbitt, trying to slide that thing around. Here's the steal. Willett coast to coast with a kiss off the glass for the deuce. And a nice little run here for Bay City Central.
Building opportunities here. You know, the Warriors got the lead up to 39, down to 31 right now. Sounds like a lot. It is. However, that 8 points, take a look at that 8 points. You watch the offensive end, you watch touches, you watch open shots, you watch weak side rebounds, you watch opportunities that went away in the first half that are now coming to fruition. And again, you're talking about building moments. You asked from a coaching standpoint. They're rebounding, they're getting stops on defense, their man-to-man has stepped their game up a little bit, really put a focus on Nesbitt, and allowed, again, on the offensive side of it, to run their offense.
Another wide open 3 look, just a little bit too strong. Rebound comes down to Sophie Miller. Nesbitt strong to the hole. It goes everywhere but down. And a one and done, though, as the rebound comes down to Bay City Central.
Good take by Nesbitt. You know, working. She got 26 points so far. Trying to get that, maybe get up to 30. Don't have to force it, though. Nice try right there. That would have been another great offensive possession for the Warriors, or for the Wolves, I'm sorry.
Flying down the hole, Hummerick House just short-armed it a little bit, but again, I love the way she goes strong to the hole.
Nesbitt getting called with the foul, little push. You know, she got called for her first quarter, couple minutes in, and we talked about how important it would be to get her off the court. If Central can get her into foul trouble, think about how that first quarter goes. You don't have somebody scoring 15 points if you would have been able to attack her a little bit more.
But when you look at somebody with 3 years of varsity experience, she knows that teams are trying to do that, and she's extremely smart and extremely quick.
Well, we can thank her grandfather for that.
Well, yeah, you know, got mother's looks and talent and ability as a three-pointer from number 12. Cuellar for the trifecta, tickling the twine. Of course, Dad was up here earlier, so we can give him a hard time.
Absolutely.
At the other end of the floor, we're going to have a Smith foul. If she gets a little bit of arm, Sophie Miller's going to go to the free throw line and shoot a pair.
You know, not a bad call. It was obviously a good call. She got it, you know, but that's one of those things where she caught the ball a little deep and she went to the baseline side. So when you go baseline side, you're kind of putting yourself out of a good scoring angle. So if you can just keep your hands vertical, just make it a tougher shot, because the angle itself is going to make it tough.
First of 2 free throws from Sophia Miller is good. Second free throw attempt off the iron. Look who's got the rebound.
We can give Byer a half a rebound and Smith a half a rebound.
Nice finish that time by Olivia Willette. Bay City Central on the offensive end, much more efficient in the second half in their finishing.
They're getting really, really, really good looks. And with that being said, timeout's being called by the Western Warrior coach Brian Merritt.
We'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Over the years, he's put his heart into being your dad. He was always there to fix things. Now that he needs help, don't lose hope. Covenant Center for the Heart is leading the way in minimally invasive heart options for inoperable or high-risk patients, with the first and most comprehensive structural heart disease program in the Great Lakes Bay region. It's extraordinary heart care, close to home.
There we see it, filling in right now, a very, very high-energy group of people, the Central student section at the end of the floor.
I tell you, you get in these situations, these rivalry games, and you could go teams that are 0-18, 0-18, but when it comes to this student section on a Friday night, come on, man.
Nesbitt wide open for a 3-ball. She airmailed that, and Willette, Smith with the rebound. She's got to have double digits in rebounds right now, showing you a little ability to bring the rock down the floor as well. Nesbitt with a near steal, and that ball goes over wide open for another 3-ball. Off the mark was Olivia Willette. The loose change with a kiss off the glass is Alexis Smith.
Your smart money on an offensive rebound is going to be in the hands of Smith and Byer from the Central Wolves. You get in those situations again, Willette, a wide open 3. You would have taken the 3, but you want to know what? Even on that miss, it's still good for 2.
Wide open, 18-footer off the mark from number 11, Weitzel. Byer with a rebound, too. You're right. Smith and Byer really doing a great job on the glass. And a reach-in foul. Jensen Taylor picks it up.
Well, you talked about what Coach Thunberg would want to see in the second half. Win the second half. Right now, he's got to be very impressed with the last 7 minutes. The first 4 minutes of this quarter and the last 3 minutes of the third quarter. He's got to be impressed. He's getting good looks on the offensive end. He's getting high, efficient looks. And then he's also able to get those rebounds.
Well, unofficially, 25-14. Scoring advantage for Central in the second half.
You're looking at, again, small wins, and that right there is a big win for the Wolves as they try to continue their climb back into this game.
Here is Sydney Nesbitt sending it back up top to Zemer.
Western comes out of the timeout. Nesbitt had the wide open three. She was a little short on it, but another missed opportunity for the Warriors and another rebound for Byer.
Boy, I'll tell you, the rolls of the rim are not friendly for Western in the second half. We're going to have a foul on the floor before the shot, and it's going to be Addie Zemer.
Willette's getting a little bit more aggressive. They're not having that full court pressure that they seen early, where they were really got put into a bind when they started turning the ball over. If they can take 15-20% of those and just get the confidence that they can get past that pressure, things are going to change a lot differently for the Wolves.
Trying to turn around into the teeth of the defense. Another thing Central has done very well in the second half is take care of the basketball.
They have exceptionally well. Smith is out of the game, but they're still doing the same goal down low. And this is they're fronting Byer and they're putting somebody behind her. Central, when they're moving that ball and they're getting the good skip passes, good things are happening for them.
Boy, it's got to be a big night. Lee Thompson from M Live at the Bay City Times is in the house once again.
The godfather of sports.
Mr. Thomas Lincoln Handy himself.
All things sports, Bay County right there.
I tell you, he's got a passion. There's the steal. Jensen Taylor looking to go coast to coast is hit by Suwanowski. And that's, again, a nice, clean, hard foul to make it tough to get the and one. Going to the free throw line will be Jensen Taylor to shoot a pair.
They brought, Nesbitt back in. They got Taylor in right now, and it's, a situation where you're up by 26 at this point. When can you get them out of the game and feel comfortable that you're going to have the leadership on the floor? And which player for the Warriors is going to step up with that leadership? Is it going to be Hummerkaus, the freshman? Is it going to be Weitzel, the sophomore? And they got a selection of sophomores, Lukowski as well, that could possibly fill that role as Taylor.
Boy, after the Taylor make, and then you've got the old road runner down there jumping a passing lane just when they think Western's going to sit back and go play half-court defense. She jumps in, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
Can't blame her. It's an opportunity. As a basketball player, you're always taught to play the game at a certain level, regardless of score. And that was a situation where, she was just happened to be right in front of the girl that was being inbounded the ball.
That's anticipation.
She's got it. Again, we've seen it from, even as a younger player, we watched her grow into the fine young athlete that she is now. Going to continue, I believe, if I've read that right. She's going to continue at Grand Valley. She's going to go buck the trend, the Saginaw Valley State trend. So congratulations to Sydney Nesbitt on that.
Well, and I would say sometimes when you opt for a school like Grand Valley, you may be doing the physical therapy route or something that is not offered at Saginaw Valley. I know Grand Valley's a big school for physical therapy. Not certain that that's what she's going to do, but always a possibility.
Well, it gives her an opportunity, really. Her name is well etched here in Bay County. Between her grandfather and her father, gives her an opportunity to go spread her wings a little bit on the west side of the state, bring that Nesbitt name to the west side of the state. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, you go with what works, and wherever she goes, she will be successful.
Absolutely. Down to under 3 minutes here left in the fourth quarter.
Hummerkaus with that dribble penetration. Not much there as it's sent back out to number 33, Megan Lukowski with a kiss off the glass for a deuce.
Lukowski again, they run a little man action, a little dribble drive, and again, no one stepped up. No one was able to stop the ball handler. She was able to be the recipient of a wide open lane for a layup. You can't
foul
stop
number
playing.
6, so both teams with 16 fouls.
You can't stop playing. It's tough to tell a team if you're up by X amount of points that you have to change or you have to alter your game. It's not easy to do, and I don't expect that to happen here. But as a player, that's kind of going into a boxing fight saying, hey, I won the first 7 rounds. I'm just going to kind of not punch in the last 3 rounds. You can't do that. Not when you're trying to build something.
Nice job that time as Central continues the possession of the ball. And again, single-digit turnovers here in the second half. I think they've had less than 5. And that's a huge win as Bayer gets the ball and a little strong. Had the right idea on the pass, just a little bit too much steam on it.
There's another nice cut open into the back gap there on the block. Just had a idea that she was a little bit taller.
And Brian Merritt's going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well and be back in a film on Bay County TV.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and today I'm here to change your outlook on becoming a referee. Sometimes being a referee can be hard work, but I'm here to tell you that the positives far outweigh the negatives. Just think of the impact you could have on the younger generation, the laughs you could share, and the lives you could change. There's an unofficiated game that needs you.
Back at the game action here, into the front court. Hummerick House sends it up top. The dribble penetration, free throw extension look for number 25. Myers can't get the shot to drop. And the ball will go out of bounds and back over to Bay City Central.
Coach Merritt calls that timeout under 2 minutes. Got a good look. Just trying to keep his girls composed, keep them focused. And again, let's focus on our defense. We're giving up too many easy ones. Let's see if we can, stop one of these entry-level passes into the post. As now they're bringing Bayer out to the corner.
And Bayer shuffled the Tootsies.
Before Suwadowski knocked down a triple. That might have been their first triple of the game if that would have counted.
I think they had 1 or 2 real earlier in the maybe late first quarter, early second quarter.
You are correct.
But it's been a handful at best of makes from downtown. Hummerick House, she wants to dribble penetrate, makes that extra pass, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's a nice job by Bayer defensively. Got that thing down on the ground, and as she went up for the shot, Bayer gets the hand on top. That's the perfect call. Central back on offense with a minute left in the ball game.
Good decision. Again, when the ball goes into Bayer's hands, good things have happened thus far. Steal again by the Warriors.
Hummerick House a little bit too strong.
She was playing the foul. She was playing contact. There was no contact, and that you put you off balance for your layup opportunity.
Well, and that's a situation where last year she could finish that as Bayer with a nice little kiss off the glass. Now as a freshman on the varsity, it's a whole different level of defense.
It is. It is. We're talking about freshmen, but we're also talking 14, 15 games in the season. Right now she's a basketball player. Grades aside, she's a basketball player. Yep. And that last play right there, again, ball movement by the Wolves ends up in a nice shot opportunity. Bayer drains it using the glass.
And Brian Merritt calls the timeout and doesn't take the timeout, just wants to get a substitute in to get some minutes to another player. As down to the last 20 ticks left in the ball game. Bayer with great anticipation, defense, and the save. So you got to love the effort that she's put forth in the game tonight.
She's got herself rebounds. She's got herself some assists. She's making a lot of good decisions. Not just her. The whole Central offense on the second half really improved their overall game. Another nice-looking shot or nice-looking pass out of the post.
That's all there is. There isn't any more in the final score. And the first of a double dip, 66-36, Western by 30 over Central. Back in a moment for the post game on Bay County TV.
Ow, ow, ouch! My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my! The pain, I can't take it anymore.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Dodd and TJ Newsham to put the wraps on this. I'm taking away from the second half. Bay City Central made some great adjustments. They really got things under control at the half and played an impressive second half of basketball.
It starts with their offensive flow. They limit their turnovers. They get looks on the offensive side of it. They move the ball. Just same thing we talked about how Western was doing it in the first half, and shot opportunities open. And when they weren't dropping, you had Alexis Smith on the backside of it, putting up 2 over 16 on the offensive rebound. She had quite a few of those. It's nice to have somebody like her that keep the ball alive, who understands the importance. Dennis Rodman of the offensive rebound. She wants to keep that ball alive, to give her, not just herself an opportunity to score, but give her teammates opportunities to score.
When you look at Brian Merritt, the thing he was actually able to do a lot in this ball game is mix and match all 10 girls, and they all played some quality minutes and did some good things.
Quality minutes. They weren't put in situations where they were overwhelmed. They had a senior leader, whether it was Taylor or Nesbitt, on the floor with them. It's just like a teacher. You want to have somebody out there leading them, leading the Ducklings. And they're in a situation now where they've played really good basketball this week. They avenged the 2 losses earlier this week. And tonight, even though they had beaten Central earlier this year, they really came out and set a tone that is pretty much saying that Western is going to be a team to mess with come playoff time.
Sydney Nesbitt has 28 points in tonight's game, and she did a little bit of everything.
She did. Her anticipation on defense led to some opportunities, not just for herself, but for her teammates. I'm really big on the teammates because that's the way Western played. Western did things for somebody else. It just wasn't, they may have been the recipient of it, but their deflections, their anticipation allowed their teammates to get opportunities to score. Wide open looks, wide open layups, in transition. They were able to get steals off of that. But Nesbitt's a special player. She's somebody, as a first-year coach like Brian is, it allows you an opportunity to relax a little bit. You're not trying to come in and trying to make something that's not there. You had Taylor, you had Nesbitt, 2 very, very good basketball players, 2 very, very good athletes to really help, put you at ease as a coach. And now they're really reaping the rewards from what he's been putting in.
Well, they put forth another great effort, another 66-point effort tonight. They did it all right. That about puts the wraps on the first of 2 games we've got here. On behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan along with TJ Newsham, Jared and Natalie Doan on the camera, and Nick Page producing and directing. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.